So I don't talk a lot about certain things. Like, I could be credited for a lot of developments and inventions, but I just give out ideas. I did it for a very long time, and it's part of the scientific method. One of my favorites, though. So I was a member of a forum. You're not gonna be able to track this, by the way. You just have to take my word for it. Was Godzilla minus one the best fucking like Godzilla film ever made, in my opinion? They wrote it fantastically, but I am the person that suggested this film. I wanted a Godzilla film because I was dorking out over Godzilla at that time. I really liked the way the old Godzilla was and how slow and menacing he is over time. Just, you're just like, I'm tiny. It sort of makes you think of like an ant colony. If ants were self aware, they're all pheromone based, but uh, if an ant could notice you and try to escape you, and you're just walking, right? The old Godzilla films always had these crowds of people fleeing and running and screaming, and it's kind of comical, but it's also, when you embrace it, it's terrifying. And so the old Godzilla was slow and menacing, and I always really liked that. I never liked the fast Godzillas. The Americanized versions, they're fun. They're CGI, but it's not pure Godzilla. So I was talking on this forum, and I guess one of the writers or something saw my post that I wanted like a real modernized, done modernly. It has to be in Japanese, filmed in Japan, and the people are struggling after World War II. They're suffering. They're trying to pull society back together, and they developed it so wonderfully. And then fucking Godzilla shows up, and you feel the essence of that like monotony of struggling. And Godzilla is just slow pacing, and he's just fucking terrifying. Like when you feel that, they did such a good job on it, and uh, that was just my suggestion. I don't know where they came up with how to try to defeat him or whatever. Those are other writers, but that was my original post, an idea, and I'm very proud of that. In that film, I actually consider it a masterpiece. That is the finest modern Godzilla film, minus one. Like, you'll never know it was me unless I say this and proclaim this. Because I use so many anonymous accounts. I don't like credit, I don't like acknowledgement. It annoys me. And so it's really just something that, you know, I don't know, I'm thinking about it today and want to speak about it. And it was just a simple post, but turned into one of the best films ever made. The original Godzilla, though, I think it's, what is it called? Zero? I think it's Godzilla Zero. Um, Minus zero? I don't know what that is. Oh, they're making another one. Cool. The original concept was that he was like this. It's fucking gnarly radioactive mutations that happen, and he's supposed to, or it, I don't know, but ooh, something to look forward to. So they're making minus zero, set in 49. Shikishima family confronts a fresh catastrophe 2 years after surviving their previous ordeal with the legendary monster. I guess they're going to continue on with it, yeah. Cool. Can't wait. That's something to look forward to. I love Godzilla. Uh, the original, like, what is that? Made in 1990 something, with that guy that played Detector Gadget. You don't see him anymore, but I'm very proud of inspiring that film because they did such a fine job with it. And I don't want credit or anything. I don't want people to be like, "Oh, that's the guy who said this on a forum." Cool. I don't care. Like, I want recognition for what I actually do. Ideas should be shared and they should be given to the proper people. That's the scientific method. There's also some sort of philosophy that's derived around that, but I don't know how to reference it. So I'm going to be a pirate and rewatch a film I inspired. Google's like, it would not be legal to do this. I don't care. It's fucking watching a movie. Like, the data is basically free, aside from AI or data farming and shit like that. But I designed cyclic math, so you can fuck off. Okay. What is it called again? Oh yeah. It's not illegal to, as far as I know, to Google watch Godzilla minus one online for free. It's kind of a brilliant loophole, right? Though I am technically a pirate, how can you assess that I am some criminal for watching something on a random website I just happened to click on? I just clicked on it. And even then, like, I'm the person that inspired that fucking film. That is rough. Daily Motion's fucking terrible. They use so many ads. I guess Netflix has it. I am not paying you $4 a month. Ridiculous. Am I incriminating myself? Come on. Like, if I took credit, do you know how much money I would have? Incentivized for producing one of the finest, or inspiring one of the finest films of the, like, greatest monster franchise ever, besides King Kong. I'm not subscribing to fucking Netflix. Fuck Netflix. Fucking Netflix. You used to have a loophole. You could sign up for an account, and I will admit I exploited this. You could sign up for an account, but as long as you waited for the trial period and you deleted it before the end of the trial period, you had free Netflix. So you deleted it, created another account, and you just keep doing that. And I did that for a while. And, you know, like, who is suffering because I watch movies? Who is suffering? Criminology is, like, in terms of justice and all this philosophy that I've talked about all these years, like, electrons are free to us. They exist almost everywhere. It just depends on how they flux in space, but on gravitational planes, that's where light refraction starts to happen, and our eyes uh, intercept that. And computers are basically like a reverse of that. And the computers are kind of like eidetic memory in how I've learned how to control it. So I can focus here and push, basically electrons back through to my eyes and my cones, my retinas, my rods or whatever they're called, cones and rods, right? And then how those perceive light. And a computer essentially does that. It's just in reverse. And what do I want for dinner? I got some elk. Yeah, I bought elk yesterday. I didn't eat it. I had some other leftover stuff to eat that needed to be eaten. I'm gonna make elk burgers tonight. Anyway, I'm very happy they made that film because it's so good. Wait. And they did it in a very fine way. The writing is phenomenal. The production's phenomenal. The direction, perfect. It's one of the finest Godzilla films. Unless you really enjoy the old ones, they're cheesy, but they're really fun. But minus one, that film is just awesome. And I'm the only person that knows that I'm the guy that suggested that. And they took it farther than what I thought it would be. They wrote it really really well. Are you what? Oh, right. People that hate on Trump. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at Facebook. Trump earned my respect. Biden earned my hate. But there's other things that are possible to consider that I will not talk about. I don't know. I'm working on my own comedy. This crazed mountain man. So I made that other video of a guy going into a bank and robbing them for like $1. It still cracks me up. I can't even break character. Uh, or it makes me break character, whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna add that to it. I have a whole fucking list, another video of me reading it, but uh, there are 3 films that I want to write myself and produce and direct and whatnot. Uh, one is, yeah, I burned myself last night again. I swore I'd never burn this arm. So I guess I gave in to a darker side of myself. This means that I am pursuing something else. I forgot I did this. I don't even feel pain hardly anymore. Like, my hand is completely swollen. Been punching wood. Anyway. So there are 3 films that I want to write. One is about a crazed mountain man. It's a comedy. It's supposed to have full dynamics and redemption. And I think incorporating, like, because I personally have massive respect for John Dillinger. That guy's awesome. Babyface Nelson, psychopath. John Dillinger, fucking Robin Hood. He just, the way they killed him was awful. He wasn't a murderer. He just, something in the government profiled him as the most wanted man, and they literally murdered him. It was murder. The guy would have gone down in a fight. You couldn't win, so you what? Set it up? It's pathetic. Fuck you. Like, a guy like that deserves to go down in battle as a true warrior as he is. That could have been respect. But you lost that integrity. Anyway, crazed mountain man, defeated by a tree. There's all sorts of other things. The second film is of a dream I had where I finished one of my physics theories, and I actually calculated I could see it on the board. Normally you can't see that in dreams. Normal people can't even see language, supposedly. I read my theory. I win a Nobel Prize. I'm abducted by aliens, not abducted. They come to Earth to offer utopia to intelligent people, the most intelligent, and it would be like a metaphor for heaven. And so I go with them. They try to harvest my brain because they don't have imaginations. And it turns out that Earth is being farmed by aliens for imagination. And they make brain computers. And so it's sort of like a Twilight Zone episode. I love Twilight Zone. The original is just absolutely fucking perfect. I mean, they did, that's a masterpiece. Like a true masterpiece. I say as if there's a tier structure for masterpieces, right? And so that's another film. There's a whole story there of like defeating them, escaping, and whatnot. And then the final is my finest piece a philosophical work, that you look at a singularity and it's a structural um, relativity. So you have a singularity, and there are people or conscious beings living upon it, and they pursue art. And so they take every little finite molecule, and the art starts out large and strong. It's all euphemism for the decay that happens over time, too. What's going on? And then it networks and it grows. So as you keep creating, you take more and more towards the core. And the core is what is reality. And as you get to the outside, it networks and networks and networks. And it just keeps expanding smaller and smaller to consider the term art as if it exists. Mining would be very similar to understanding this. Isolating matter molecules, isotopes, stuff like that. And by the end of it, it reaches a critical state where you have to either destroy your past to prolong it, what built you, or you collapse and nature will then fold back into a singularity. That one is very complicated. That's one of my allegories. But am I using it right? It's allegory, right? It's a table. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's an allegory. Uh, it either collapses and fails, or attempts to keep expanding. And I use this in philosophy. I deleted all that work because I know how weaponized it can be. And you should just inspire thought.